everyone, my name is Nur Intan Najila binti Zahir and my metric number is 293897. In this video, I will be presenting on the role of technology in project scope management. This presentation is part of our course in IT project management. In this video, I will share with you guys about its content, which is first one is overview of project scope management, and the second one is importance of project scope management. The third one is role of technology in scope planning, and the next one is role of technology in scope definition and WBS creation, and the fifth one role of technology in scope verification and control, and the next one is real world example, and the seventh challenge in using technology for scope management, and the last one is best practices for technology used in scope management. Okay guys, the first one is let's define project scope management. It involves defining and controlling what is included and excluded in a project. So, the project scope management define and outline all work included within a project, such as objective, task, output, and deadline. And there are the main components are scope planning, scope definition, creating the work breakdown structure or WBS, scope verification, and scope control. Okay, if you guys want to know about the meaning of scope planning, scope definition, WBS, and scope verification and scope control, there are some meaning that I know, which is for scope planning is deciding how to define, validate, and control the project scope. And for scope definition is creating a detailed project scope statement. And for create WBS, which is work breakdown structure, is breaking down the total project work into smaller and manageable components. And for scope verification, it's formal acceptance of completed deliverable. And for scope control, it's monitoring and managing changes to the project scope. Okay, for this slide, there are three importance of project scope management. Okay, for the first one is prevent scope creep, which is we implementing control to avoid unauthorized changes, like regularly schedule scope review meeting. And the second one is improve project success rate, which is ensuring all project requirements are met without extra work, like using a clear project scope statement. And the last one is cost and time management. Accurate scope management help avoid delay and cost overrun. Example like using baseline comparison. Now we are going to talk about the role of technology. So we start with role of technology in scope planning. In scope planning, we use for the software tools we use Microsoft Project, GIRA, Trello for project management software. And for collaboration tools, we use Slack and Microsoft Teams. For scope management tools, we use scope management plan template in Microsoft Project. The benefit we get is about, first, we enhance accuracy, which is tools ensure precise scope definition like Microsoft Projects, detail, task, and resource tracking. And the second benefit we get is better collaboration, which is real-time update and communication. For example, team facilitating discussion on scope. And the last one benefit that we get tracking changes, which is easily track changes and their impact. For example, like GIRA issue tracking and change log. And the next one in role of technology in scope definition and WBS creation. The scope definition in document tool, we use Confluence for central documentation, and MindMapping software is we use MindMaster for brainstorming scope elements. And for WBS creation, we use Microsoft Project to creating detailed WBS structures, and usage chart we using for visualizing the project breakdown. Like example, using Confluence to document scope requirement with team collaboration, and creating a WBS in Microsoft Project to outline project phases and deliverable. So this is the last role of technology, which is in scope verification and control. For scope verification, in project management BIM software, we use tracking deliverable in Microsoft Project. And for digital signages, we using DocuSign for approval. And for scope control, in change management tools, we use ServiceNow for managing scope changes. And for the real-time dashboard, we're using Power BI for visualizing scope status. And like example that I can give is tracking progress in Microsoft Project and obtaining stakeholder approval via DocuSign. And the second example that I can give is managing change requests in ServiceNow and monitoring impact in Power BI. So I will give the real world example, which is in construction industry. So we use building information modeling, which is the short term is BIM software. BIM software is using Revit for project scope definition and control. For example that I can give, if a construction company use Autodesk Revit, BIM software, to define and control the project scope for a new commercial building. Also, the benefit that we can get is the accuracy. BIM provide detailed 3D model that include all project specification, reducing the likelihood of error and rework. And the second one is collaboration. BIM enables all stakeholders, which is architect, engineers, and contractors, to work on the same model in real time, enhancing coordination and decision making. And the last one benefit that we can get is error reduction. Error reduction is the software help in identifying potential conflict and issue before construction begins. It's preventing costly on-site error. And for the second one, real-world example that I can give is in IT project. The example is a software development team uses GIRA to manage the scope of e-commerce platform project. The benefit is we can get the flexibility, tracking user stories, and also effective scope management. For flexibility, is agile tools allow the team to quickly adapt to changes in project requirement by prioritizing and managing backlog effectively. And in tracking user story, GIRA helps in breaking down the project into user stories, tasks, and sprint, ensuring all the requirements are captured and tracked through the completion. And the last one, effective scope management. The tool provide real-time insight into project progress, helping to manage scope changes and ensure the project stay on the track. In this slide, we also want to talk about the challenges in using technology for scope management. And the first one is complexity. The second one is cost. The third one is data security, and the fourth is integration. Okay, for the complexity, it advanced can be difficult to learn and use. For example, like Microsoft Project steep learning curve. And for cost, it's high cost for purchasing and maintaining software. For example, subscription fees for premium tools. And for the data security, ensuring data privacy and protection. For example, we implementing strong access control and encryption. And the last one is integration, which is these challenges integrating different systems. Like example, sensing between GIRA and Confluence. And the next one is best practices for technology used in scope management. And we get the first one is training and standardization, integration, and security. For training, the meaning is about regular training for team members on using project management tools. And for standardization, it's consistent use of tools and processes across the organization. For integration, selecting tools that integrate well with the existing system. And for the security, it's implementing robust security measures. For the example that I can give is, it's conducting monthly training session on JIRA and Confluence. For the standardizing project documentation process in Confluence. And the third one example, choosing tools that seamlessly integrate with existing software. And the last one is applying strict security protocol to protect project data. So guys, here we come to the end of the video. So I can give the summary of this topic. In conclusion, technology play a pivotal role in project scope management by enhancing accuracy, improving collaboration, and facilitating efficient tracking and control of project scope. Tools like project management software, BIM, and agile platform help prevent scope creep, manage costs and timelines, and ensure all project requirements are met. And for future outlook, we looking ahead. The importance of technology in project management is set to grow even further as advancement in AI, machine learning, and automation continue to evolve. This in managing project scope, ultimately leading to more successful project outcome.